The world of cinema is a whole other universe with its own rules, where stars are being born, fading away, the world of ideas and technologies, so inviting and accessible. We'll visit movie sets, film festivals and movie theaters to find out what makes contemporary Kazakh cinema. Kazakh cinematography as part of national culture in global context. Personalities and movies, fresh ideas and prospects for the development of movie industry. You can find out all about it in our new project, Cinema Lab. The All-Russian State University of Cinematography, named after Sergei Gerasimov of VGIK, is preparing to celebrate its 100 years anniversary. The oldest film school in Eurasia began its jubilee celebrations with VGIK Days in Kazakhstan. This is a film institute with strong traditions of independent thinking. It's a whole era. Great masters, and many of them came to us. Such professionals like Abdrashitov, Solovyov, director of VGIK, and Natalia Rinbasarova, just to name few. They will begin their tour from Kazakhstan. I think it's very symbolic. Back in the days of the war, our city hosted Mosfilm, Lenfilm and VGIK. And so they are paying a tribute to this memory, expressing their gratitude. The Central United Film Studio was founded in Almaty during the first years of the Great Patriotic War on the basis of Mosfilm, Lenfilm and the Almaty Film Studio, TOX. According to director of VGIK, Vladimir Malyshev, in that period, Kazakhstan played a major role in the history of Soviet cinema. This was the great place where great masters like Sergei Eisenstein, Vasilyev brothers, Ivan Pyryev, Dziga Vertov, Mikhail Rom, Nikolai Cherkasov and many others had fruitfully worked. In 1941, the All-Union State Institute of Cinematography was evacuated to Alma-Ata. What is interesting is that then there was an order to appoint Eisenstein as the head of the Department of Directing. Grigory Rashal was giving lectures on script writing. Babochkin taught acting. So one of our first students, Lala Galimjanova, who got enrolled into Babochkin's acting class along with other graduates, Nona Mordikova, etc. Later she became the Minister of Culture, chair of the State Committee for Cinematography. That happened, and it was amazing because she was the first Kazakh woman who studied at the time of the TOX, the Central United Film Studio. In Alma-Ata, Sergei Gerasimov put together his famous course, which taught the future directors and actors together. This course had nurtured future stars of the Soviet cinema: Tatiana Leoznova, Klara Luchko, Sergei Bondarchuk, Grigory Chuhuray, Inna Makarova and Majid Begalin. Gerasimov's studio is remembered in the history of the VGIK as a young guard studio, because Gerasimov students participated in making of their teacher's film Young Guards as interns. Graduates of VGIK are the core of the cinematographic community of Kazakhstan. The famous workshop of Sergei Solovyov gave birth to a new Kazakh wave in the early 80s of the last century. Rashid and Murat Numanovs, Ardaka Merkulov, Serika Primov, Amir Karakulov, Leila Hinjanova and other graduates of Solovyov's workshop gained fame in their home country and abroad. VGIK Days in Kazakhstan gave a chance for graduates to see their teacher again. Sergei Solovyov noted that talent is rare and it's important not to waste it. Films created these days by Kazakh filmmakers Serika Primov and Ardaka Merkulov retained the main thing that was laid in them during the years of study at VGIK: good taste in films and sincere interest in people. For creative people, claims the master, real human connections will always be vital. Moreover, we spent so much time together, lived through a lot. There are things we earned through each other: impressions, life experiences, contemplations. This is even more important than studying. It gives you energy to creativity. VGIK was established in 1919. and is still the leader in film education, is a factory of true talent. The institute has its own traditions, one-of-a-kind educational programs, which were developed in different periods by leading masters of cinematography. Over the past few years, supported by the state, the film school has risen to a new level of development. They erected a new modern building, modernized its equipment, opened new studios and workshops, and brought digital technologies to use. Modern VGIK is all about creativity, tradition, and innovation. In honor of the Jubilee, the Institute launched events aimed at exchanging experience and cooperation with art schools of Kazakhstan. As we were talking today, Vladimir Sergeyevich Malyshev and I, we found some common grounds. We'll now talk about the future. Our students, graduates and undergraduates, go to various types of internships at VGIK. But now we want to get to the new stage. They are opening a summer school on very favorable conditions for us. In the future, we are ready to continue cooperation in the form of master classes and workshops.
Будем продолжать наше сотрудничество как в виде мастер-классов.
Aidar Zakirov, a member of the Russian Association of Stuntmen, leads classes on stage movement for students of the acting departments of both VGIK and Kazakh National Academy, named after Zhurgenov. For the actor, says Professor Zakirov, body language is important. A believable demonstration of emotions is important. Movement, gestures, coordination, gait are important. These things form a visual image of the character, revealing unspoken details. Aidar Zakirov's workshop is a great opportunity for students to acquire skills of plasticity and acting. I have very good impressions from these guys. They are positive, lively, intuitive. And what is very important, they act as they do these things. This is the exact task they are given. To fill yourself emotionally with movement, internal state. These guys have it, and it's wonderful.
Нет, на кино лучше звык. Со мной одной любовь его навеки.
VGIK professors also conducted several masterclasses on directing, animation and visual arts. A film director, Vadim Abdrashitov, had shared his creative experience. To him, Almaty is the city of his youth. He lived here for almost 5 years. Professor Abdrashitov offered to hold weeks of student films both in Kazakhstan and Russia. After all, creative contacts are very necessary for young cinematographers.
Я абсолютно уверен в том, что если, допустим, приедет какой-то десант,
I'm absolutely sure that if a group of students comes, even a small group of 15, with fresh works done by freshmen, sophomore, juniors, graduation pieces, and screen them in VGIK, I'm certain of the enormous interest of our students in what their peers are doing. It's what young beginning cinematographers need, what any artist needs, and have them visit in return. Of course, VGIK students can come and show the latest collection of the VGIK Film Festival. There are several higher education institutions in Kazakhstan which are preparing specialists in the field of cinematography. Kazakh National University Shabit in Astana, Kazakh National Academy of Arts named after Zhurgenov, Turan University in Almaty. Graduates of these institutions are the ones who determine the face of modern Kazakh cinema. But this is not enough. We must unite the pedagogical forces and create a separate film institute. I think it's about time we do this. At the heart of the VGIK training was always the notion that the art on the screen should lead the viewer in the world of spiritual quest to the world of harmony and beauty. That is why they support and nourish this special atmosphere of informal communication, creative light and high culture within the walls of this educational institution. Moscow students managed to bring this spirit of creativity with them to Almaty. Together with Kazakh peers, they put together a concert. As they say, art has no boundaries. That is true for sure. All students are relaxed, freely communicating, feeling like professionals on stage. Although these are only senior students, but it is clear that they already have experience working on stage.
Значит, йод из фонтана. Минеральные воды. Кавказ. Да. Ну, я тоже пытался.
Students from Moscow managed to impress theater-goers of Almaty. During 2 evenings, they performed Evgeny Onegin and Speaking Mute on the stage of the National Academic Russian Drama Theatre named after Lermontov. These productions became a kind of final report from the students who participated in acting workshops of people's artists of Russia, Igor Yasulovich and Vladimir Menshov. VGIK days in Kazakhstan have become a real celebration of theatre and cinema. This event once again showed that the art of cinema is capable of overcoming any boundaries and unite people from different countries to create and work together. Kanagat Mustafin entered film industry at 23, having gained a solid life experience. In the sports world of Kazakhstan, he gained fame as a professional basketball player, setting the national record by scoring 102 points in one match. Kanagat has degrees in law and as sports coach, who worked in journalism and business. Using saved money, he made 8 short films together with Aydarhan Adilbayev. In 2008, friends began to shoot their first feature film, The Breakthrough. This is a drama about a young basketball player, about his path to victory, about dreams breaking all barriers. The debut was successful. The film received many prizes at international festivals of sports films. The breakthrough happened more than 10 years ago. Of course, I look at this film with different eyes now. Today I would have shot it in a different way, but I can say that thanks to the breakthrough, I graduated from VGIK, the full-length film, at 23 years old. Before that, I made only short films. When you are your own cameraman and driver and artist and clapperboard and so on and so forth. It was never more than 10 people back then. Managing 8 people at such a young age, for me it was a real learning experience. In 2011, Kanagat completed the directing course of the New York Film Academy. For almost 8 years after that, he was shooting TV series. 2 years ago, the director released another full-length film on the screen. This time, Kanagat Mustafin turned to comedy. On Altı Kız, 16 Girls, is the story of a young bachelor, Baujan, who cannot find a suitable bride. Kanagat Mustafin drew his inspiration from the work of classic Kazakh filmmaker Shaken Aymanov. His film Angel in the Skull Cap is a musical, kind light comedy, a popular movie which hasn't lost its appeal even after decades after its release.
Нет. Мужчина не приспособлен жить один. Рядом должна быть мать. На худой конец. Жена.
The topic of son's marriage is still relevant to this day. Up until I turned 30, 29, my parents would tell me, "Why won't you marry? We want to see our grandchildren." It's a must for Kazakh people to see their grandson from their son.
Мам, күнде кәніңе қайта бастың ба? Үйленбей қалуымның себебін жақсы білесің ғой. Не болды соншама айғайлап?
Себебін жақсы білесің дейді. Ей сен, соны неге ұмытпайсың, я? Мұна ел жұртқа күлкі болғаным жетеді. Міне, 32-ге келгенше ақыл тісі шықпаған.
Оның үстіне үйлену мәселесін ойланбай шешуге болмайды. Махаббатсыз дүние бос дегендей. Кейін өкініп жүрсем қайтем.
Өте дұрыс айтасыз.
Міне?
Өй, қалқатайым. Сен өзің күйеуге шыққан пендесің бе, а?
Әрине, тәте-тай-ау, өзіңіз тойымызда ән айтып едіңіз ғой.
Қарашығым, есің барда елің тап. Бөтен әңгімеге араласпа.
I instructed Ayvar Kudurgaliyev, our director of photography, to shoot the film in similar color scheme and to edit it in a simple manner, no dynamics, simple cuts, just like in Soviet movies. During the editing, I sat next to our editor just to make sure that the final product gives the viewer the feel of similarity with the angel in the skull cap.
Егер екеуміздің дәм тұзымыз жарасса, сен мен үшін, менің ортамда, менің қалауым бойынша өмір сүре алар ма едің? А? Соны айтшы.
Сен бәрін тастап, маған еріп кетер ме едің?
Жоқ, бара алмайым, кешірші.
Жолың болсын, Бану.
Сау бол, Бауыржан.
Such characters are taken from life. That can explain the success of On Altı Kız. It's one of my favorite films at the moment. We were not trying to make up something, to lie. All characters were taken from real life, one way or another.
Ал мынау анасы жағынан нағашы әпкесі. Ал мынау
Бауыржан.
Мынау қалқан құлақтың ме? Мен мұны танымаймын, мынау біздікі емес. Мына кез шығарып жіберіңдер. Бол. Ал мынау балдыз.
Бауыржан.
Мынау
Кешіріңіздер, мынау шайма жоқ әлде кірдің суыма? Біз күйеуміз сәл-пәл жүрек жалғап алайық деп кірсек, сіздер біздерге маза бермедіңдер ғой тіпті.
Күйеуміз екеуміз деймісіз?
Иә, күйеуміз.
Айып етпеңіздер, бізден бір қателік кетті ау деймін.
Өте дұрыс айтасыз, сізден кетті. Жүре ғой.
In 2018, Kanagat Mustafin made 2 more comedies. At Any Cost, a cheerful story about the limitless love of Kazakhs for family celebrations. Events unfold on the now Reziv. Maksat, who works on a local television channel, lost money intended for the wedding of his younger sister. To resolve the situation, he decided to hold a family celebration right in the TV studio. The heroes of his reality show, without knowing it, demonstrated just how far the people will go for a free banquet.
Кто это? Двойник Хайрат Нуртаса. А тот кто был?
Троик?
Куа дегенсің сен.
Всех уволю!
We really do have this thing, doing it bigger than the neighbor. Someone held a banquet for 300 people in that village. What are we, worse than them? When families cannot afford it, some will even sell apartments to still do that. There are different occasions, Sundet Toy, Kisuzatu, and many more. Therefore, the Kazakhs have a special attitude towards them. They are ready to pawn the last coin just to host the best party. Another premiere from Kanagat Mustafin this year is a comedy The Most Beautiful, Young Sulu. The storyline begins with the custom of Tusal Kiser, cutting the child's hobbles. The director addresses Kazakh national customs and family traditions in all of his works. Kanagat believes that one of the missions of his films is to awaken the interest of young people in learning about the heritage of their peoples. I think if you are doing a comedy movie, then a person should just come, get rest, and go out with some kind of message received. Oh yes, we have some customs. Everyone should get something useful from this experience. Not just sit and laugh for an hour and a half, come out and not even remembering the plot. Unlike his previous works, Young Sulu is a criminal comedy. Events unfold around an antique vase from the Qin dynasty of the 14th century, which was stolen from the National Museum. Kanagat Mustafin and Janat Kazabekov wrote the script for the comedy. The film featured Berik Ayjanov, Asel Askar, Dauren Aydarkulov, Gani Kuljanov, Farhat Abdraimov, and Murad Bisenbin. There are characters in the film which are already familiar to the viewer from the previous film, On Altar Kiss. For example, Samad, a naive, kind and little weird fellow. This time he became the protagonist of the film. He was portrayed by actor of a theatre Cornish Doldaev. I was looking for something special in the character I was playing in On Altar Kiss. He has the same temper as me. He is from my life. Having looked at the script, I was convinced that many of situations written could easily have happened to me. Samad, just like me, is shy when it comes to girls. Samad is the only one of the 3 friends who has not tied himself in marriage yet. His friend Baojan comes to help him out. Together, the guys go to the big city in search of a bride, where they will experience amazing adventures.
Мен алған жоқпын. Шын мен емес. Мен мына базаны бірінші рет көріп тұрмын. Айо!
Movies give us an opportunity to learn about people, to discover new places, spheres of life, and this attracts me. says the director. He's back at work, on set. After all, every new movie Kanagar Mustafin makes brings him one step closer to his viewer.